Hello! Welcome to another episode here at Go Get Gluten-free. I was going to do a video on comparing supermarket gluten-free pizzas, but then I thought, why not just make one myself? So today I'm going to be showing you how to make a really simple, easy, tasty, gluten-free rosemary potato pizza. If you like what you're seeing, please comment below. For now, if you'd like to follow me into the kitchen, let's get cooking. Right, so first of all what we need to do is make the pizza dough. So that'll be the base of the pizza. Now it's quite basic really in terms of what you need. We've got some Dove's gluten-free flour. We've got some olive oil. Some yeast. It's always better to get fresh yeast. If you're not comfortable though in not knowing whether you know if it's gluten-free or not, get a powdered yeast. I'm using Allinson's Easy Bake yeast. I did contact them and they have verified that it is gluten-free. You need a cup of warm water and some salt. So it's really basic in terms of what you need to get the pizza dough ready. Yeah, let's try and start making it. Now in terms of measurements, I've started off with 1.5 cups of flour. Of course, if you do need to add more, then do so. If you feel that it's not thickening, then it's not getting any kind of texture to it, then add more flour accordingly. I've got 7 grams of yeast. I've got some salt as well, we're going to add a pinch of salt to it. And we'll add around about 1 tablespoon of olive oil and a cup of warm water. Now it's very important that you don't just chuck it all in at once and then start doing it, because it's better to add it gradually over time and start building the texture up, start building the dough up as you start mixing it in. So I'm going to start off by adding some flour. And then what I do is I basically just make a bit of a hole in the middle of the flour, and then you're going to add some water. Do around about 1/4 cup at first. Add the yeast, just a pinch of salt. That's all you need for now. If you add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, get that in there. Now in terms of getting the dough ready, you kind of have to use this kind of motion. Imagine you're giving a massage to someone you care about. You care about them as much as you're going to care about this pizza base. So you've got to do it with a little bit of love, a little bit of determination, and then it should start making the dough. Now it does take a while, so you do have to be patient. You can add a bit more flour. And a little bit more water. In fact, there's one important ingredient which I've left out, which is very silly of me. The Xantham Gum. I should really learn how to say this. It's Dove's Farm Xantham Gum, and what this will do, this will act as a binder. So I'm going to add 1/4 tablespoon in, and then just get going. Okay, so we have our dough. Now what you need to do is cover this. Just put a tea towel over it, or something like that, and store it for 3 to 5 hours. Really give the chance for the yeast to grow. And we'll be back a little bit to complete this very nice and tasty gluten-free rosemary potato pizza. See you in a bit. Okay, so we're back. As you can see, the dough has grown, and if you can't see, that's because it's not coming through on the camera. So what we're going to do now is complete this pizza. Now for the second part, you need some mozzarella cheese. Of course, if you're dairy intolerant or vegan, then find an alternative. A little bit more flour, because we'll just need that for rolling the dough out. Some rosemary, some olive oil, and some mashed potatoes. I've used one piece of mozzarella. You may need more depending on how many people you're making the pizza for. I've used 5 baking potatoes. There's definitely going to be some excess here, but you know, we'll store and we can use it again. And there'll probably be some excess dough as well. Right, okay, let's roll out this pizza. So what you need to do, get some flour and just sprinkle it on the surface. It's very important to note that if you are living in a household where people aren't having a gluten-free diet, make sure you wipe the surfaces down every time before you cook. Most of you will know that anyway, and most of you will be doing that. I'm very fortunate that I live in a completely gluten-free house, so everything is in order. Map out the whole surface, so we're going to break a bit off. Get it into the flour. Let's start rolling out. Now you may find that it starts sticking to the pin, which can happen, as you can see. Just add a bit more flour. And then get rolling again. To now get that on here, what we do is just put a bit of olive oil and just rub it around the tray, just so it helps it non-sticking. You've got a good ground of base there. Now what we need to do is top it. We're now going to start putting the topping on. What we need to do, I love olive oil, but we need to put some olive oil now on the base of the pizza. We've got the mashed potato. Now what you need to do is you need to put this on. Just put some lumps on around the pizza. And then you get a fork and you kind of smooth it in like this. Okay, so next up we're going to add the mozzarella. You just want to put that about evenly over. Get the rosemary, just sprinkle it evenly across. Depending on how much you like rosemary, I wouldn't do too much, you don't want it to come overbearing. If you want a little bit more, you can add. Okay, so that's our gluten-free pizza. All we have to do now is cook it. Okay, so I'm doing this on a preheated oven. I'm going to turn it up to 200. And I'm going to put that in. If you keep it in there for around about 20 minutes, depending on how powerful your oven is, and we'll come back and we'll have the finished bit. Okay, this should be done. Oh yeah, looks good to me. So there we have it. There's your gluten-free rosemary potato pizza with mozzarella cheese. I'm going to go eat this. I'm going to enjoy it with a nice cold bottle of gluten-free Dura Dam and some gluten-free kettle chips. It's a Champions League final. It's Saturday night. I hope you enjoy this and I hope you like the look of this. So there you have it. That was my simple, easy, gluten-free rosemary potato pizza. If you liked it, you can get the full ingredients in the description box below. I'd love to hear what you thought about it, so please do comment. And as ever, if I could ask you to subscribe and share if you want to keep up to date with me and future videos here at Go Get Gluten Free.